Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and hope you're having a great, wonderful day. Now, I think some people a while ago mentioned about that light back there, this thing, how this may be a glaring problem. If it is, please put down in the comments down below, and I will do something to deal with that. Part of the reason is that I do this is because, well, one, it lights up my room, so I don't have to have my light on, which doesn't work anyways in here, to have you guys see me clearly. That's one reason. The other reason is because the electric bill goes so high. Kind of don't want to have the electric bill going higher because PG&E likes to bend us over, I guess you could say is the correct term. However, we have more serious news in my stupid window. We have this. We have Hawaii governor says state is looking to acquire land that was destroyed in fires. On Monday, Hawaiian Governor Josh Green announced that his administration was considering acquiring properties in the seaside resort town of Lahaina that had been destroyed by the recent wildfires. He vowed to prevent foreign buyers from swooping in to exploit the tragedy, suggesting the state was better suited to take control of the land. Now, I can understand a lot of people's understanding of, oh, well, can't trust the government because the government is just, the government is just coming in is just going to buy land when everything's destroyed because that's what the government does. I agree with this, and I can understand everybody's point of view and reasoning behind it. It's fair. It makes sense, right? And to be honest, I don't know if this is the government's true motive on this, all right? I don't know. But we're going to read through this a little bit more, and then I'll explain a bit more in depth. I'm already thinking of ways for the state to acquire that land so that we can put it into workforce housing, to put it back into families, or make it open spaces and perpetually as a memorial to the people who were lost. Green said while standing amongst the rubble. We want this to be something we remember after the pain passes as a magic place. Lahaina will rebuild. The tragedy right now is the loss of life. The buildings can be rebuilt over time. Even the banyan tree may survive. But we don't want this to become a clear space where the people from overseas just come in and decide they're going to take it. The state will take it and preserve it first. In a separate press conference, Green reiterated his commitment to ensure the land was protected for residents and revealed that he had spoken with the Hawaiian Attorney General regarding options to do a moratorium on any sales of properties that have been damaged or destroyed. It's going to be a very long time before any growth or housing can be built. So you will be pretty poorly informed if you try to steal land from our people and then build here. No, he said, adding, I will try to allow no one from outside our state to buy any land until we get through this crisis and decide what Lahaina should be in the future. According to the Honolulu Civil Beat, over 2,000 structures were destroyed in the fire, 3/4 of which were residential. Nearly 100 people have been found dead, though that number is suspected to rise as crews continue to search the area. Now, back to the whole thing to where people are saying, oh, the government is going to buy land. And I can understand everybody's great concern about this. And I agree that we have to make sure that the government doesn't overstep its bounds in this instance. And I agree there has been some conspiracy theories out there to like, oh, well, they just try to destroy the land and, due to them trying to destroy the land, they're going to go buy it all up again and, buy it all up again and, nobody's going to be able to have it, stuff like that. And I can understand that sentiment and I can understand that reasoning. However, let's dial back a tiny bit here and understand that as much as I hate the government in every instance of the word, I despise the government is at least doing something good here. Now, let me explain. The reason why I say they're doing something somewhat good here is because he is right in the instance that foreign countries, foreign places like China, for instance, would go and buy these properties, buy this stuff up, and then you don't have a government, you don't have a place to go to because Chinese own it, people own it, and they own that part of that country or state, right? Or that area. So, in the government's reaction to this, they're buying the land, and therefore that land they can give it to people. Now, obviously, there has to be the correct way of doing this. The government can't just go buy land and then have ownership of it all, and then when somebody goes buy that said land, they have all these other issues and requirements onto it. That shouldn't be the case there. what it should always be is that people go buy the land and they own that land. Whatever they do with it is their land. The government cannot interfere with it. All right, that's the way it should be, and that's the way it should turn out in theory. Now I understand that probably due to the government and how sneaky and corrupt and bad they have been, especially in the past half a decade, I could understand on how that could horribly go wrong, and it will be a net negative for the people. However, I want you guys to understand, it would still be a net negative if Chinese or foreign countries bought the land, and it would have the same outcome regardless. So at the very least, the U.S. owns this land, and the people can still buy it, buy their own land, buy a new house, a beautiful new house, have their own very own land, and people can prosper, right? What the government should be doing, and the rightful thing is, they buy up that land, make sure no foreign entities or foreign countries can get hold of that land. Then, after that, they're able to make a place to where people can live in a house or a building practically rent-free, and where these people can be housed and kept safe, etc. People have to buy their own food and stuff because, that's still the thing that people have to do. It'd be extra generous of the government, which I don't think the government will do this, will provide food as well. But at the very least, have a shelter in place for these people to live in, because they should not have to remain homeless after a disaster. The government should come in and help these people. That's what the government is supposed to do. Help people, help its fellow citizens, not bring them on down, which, again, I understand the Oliver Anthony thing. I'll try to get to that soon. But either way, is that the fact of the matter is that this is probably a good thing. And despite what we want to say how bad the government is, at least we can find ways to solve issues and keep the people from, being destroyed by China. So this is a positive. So let's see what happens here. And I would say in the coming years, because I don't think you can rebuild this stuff immediately after. All right, I don't think it's gonna be immediate, but let the people buy the land. Let the people have their stuff back. Honestly, I think the government should build the land and give the land down for a very, very cheap price, for which would be a nice house or whatever. It doesn't matter because the government serves the people. The people do not serve the government. So the people should be able to get their homes back for free, essentially. That's the way it should be. The homes should be given practically almost for free, and out there, because the government still has to make money too, right? They have to have something. They can't just go for complete net loss. But people should be able to practically get their homes practically for free, or have an X amount of time to pay for this stuff, etc. So that way the people can still have a home, be living in it, and not have to be hard pressed on this stuff. So that's the way it should be. I feel so bad for these people that have had their homes and lives destroyed. It's devastating in this instance. And if it is done by a government official, whatever, if it is wildfire, if that is something, then the people that did do this, and it is found out, should be immediately put in jail and prison for life. Possibly even, honestly, label them up for treason, and then I would even say execution, because at that point you cause a massacre, almost a genocide, and you should immediately pay for your sins and your crimes if that is so be the case. But more information needs to come out for that. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, share. Pray for these people. I'm not very religious. Don't pray for them if you so, but at least hope for these people to get their lives back in order, because this is a devastation that I wish on no one, whether they're on the left or right. Devastation, destruction should not be supported or allowed for anybody of any political party at all, because that's just disgusting. We will not resort to being the left. The left here, we are better than that. We hold our own people to higher standards, and everybody else should too. Alright guys, take care.